What's up, all you movie lover badasses out there? Fat Samurai Guy here with Lady Fat Blood, and today we're going to review Jason Bourne. Here's a quick plot synopsis. The most dangerous former operative of the CIA is drawn out of hiding to uncover hidden truths behind his past. So before we briefly talk about Jason Bourne, we have to talk about the 3 previous films. So we went out and bought this on the Blu-ray, the Steelbook edition. Now, there is a reason why we just recently watched these movies. When these movies came out back in the day, I really didn't give a shit. Like, to be honest, I really didn't care because it was Matt Damon. I didn't buy Matt Damon as a heroic badass. I just didn't buy it at all. And everybody was saying, oh man, you gotta go see the Bourne Identity, man. It makes Mission Impossible 2 look like Shrek. It's an actual quote. I'm not making that up. For some reason I remembered that because I think it's hilarious, but there was, just going crazy. It's going crazy. And I was just like, oh, cool. I'm glad you guys liked it. I just didn't really find it interesting. I'm more of a James Bond fan. I know this is a new gritty take on spy espionage. And, you know, that's why everybody loves the Bourne movies, because they're not the cheesy, campy James Bond films until Casino Royale came out and shut everybody up. But yeah, I just didn't really buy Matt Damon at all to be, you know, this badass. So this new trailer came out for Jason Bourne, for the movie, and I was intrigued. I was like, you know what? This looks kind of interesting now. You know, maybe we've missed something, right? So we binged watched all 3 movies, and we were entertained. We enjoyed all of them. I take back everything I said about Matt Damon not being a badass. He was good in all 3 of these films. But overall, our viewing experience was frustratingly entertaining, and the entertaining part you guys already heard. We enjoyed the plots. I think we enjoyed the plot of the first movie the best. We enjoyed the character of Jason Bourne. We were entertained. Okay, we were entertained. But the frustrating part is that after Doug Liman, you know, he did the first one. He went off to direct future endeavors, Edge of Tomorrow, and other movies. Paul Greengrass came in to take over, and this is where the frustration for us came in, because I'm sorry, I know we are in the minority here. We just do not like the way this guy shoots action. I can't stand it, okay? It looks like the fucking cameraman's having a seizure. If you love the way he shoots action, that's perfectly fine. I just don't understand why people absolutely love and adore the way this guy shakes the camera and doesn't show shit, okay? Look at the fight from the second movie. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this shit? Like, what is this? Like, I don't understand this at all.
One of the biggest problems, again, is that the shaky cam or the handheld cam, whatever you want to prefer, it's usually used by directors who either don't know how to film fight choreography, don't have people who can perform fight choreography in front of them, or both. And unfortunately, this is obviously not the case with these Bourne films, especially in 2 and 3. These actors and stunt people, they clearly worked their asses off to get these fights down correctly. And you can see that there is actual competency in their movements.
You have to squint.
You know, you can tell.
But you can tell. There's a good fight in there somewhere.
You know, you can't focus on the actual fighting technique and the actual fight that's going on in front of you. And a lot of people say that they like this camera style because it makes it look realistic, or it makes it feel more gritty and real. And I personally, his entire method of shooting these films takes me out of the movies.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Jason Bourne was no exception. I was so distracted in the theater, I found myself counting the seconds that each scene actually held for. It was an average of 3 seconds for a single shot on one single scene. There were that many edits throughout the film. People weren't even saying anything, and the edits were taking place. 3 seconds worth of a shot. You get 3 seconds for your eyes to focus on something. And it's like this throughout the entire runtime that Greengrass has been involved in this franchise. Now, the first movie had its own elements of cutting during the fights.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
But there are also moments where the camera focuses when it needs to. And that is simply not the case with the Greengrass Bourne films. I have a hard time focusing on what the hell's going on, all for the sake of being realistic and frantic and quick-paced. I personally cannot stand it. You can say I hate it. I never want to watch another Bourne film with Greengrass helming the director's chair.
Yeah, I agree. We do need a new director, especially with this franchise trying to come back, and if they want to continue making movies, we need a fresh perspective. We need a brand new, fresh pair of eyes to kind of give this franchise life. Now, going back and talking a little bit about the action, you have all these martial artists, the actors themselves, Matt Damon, the stuntmen, working their asses off for months to perform these fight sequences. Now, if I was them and worked out for months and training hard and transforming my body and doing all this shit, and I go in the damn theater and all I see is this shit, I would be fucking pissed off. I'm pretty sure the stuntmen were probably like, what the fuck is this shit? You can't even see. Oh, thank you, Mr. Greengrass, for showing me do a flip in the third movie. Oh, and thank you for at least showing me roll up the magazine and do one strike. It's like, I would be kind of pissed off if I was in their shoes, but you want to show these guys. It's like dancing. You want to show Gene Kelly dance in the rain, all right? You don't want to be doing all this shit, all right? And the car chase sequences are the same. I mean, it's bad enough you're doing all this shit during the fighting, but the car chase sequences too, man? You want good examples of how to properly film car chase sequences, you watch Bullet and you watch Ronin, and that's how you do it. And a perfect example of how to properly film fight sequences, you watch the movie called Killzone.
And I think it's a shame because despite my extreme distaste for Greengrass's visual style, the films themselves are actually, story-wise, very entertaining. I never feel bogged down by slow points in the story.
Never bored.
I never bored. The characters are pretty well defined. You get a lot of the same things in each story, and I think that's probably my greatest problem with the story aspect of the Bournes, especially after the first film.
They're kind of similar.
Exactly. You get the same thing. Jason Bourne is off in Timbuktu just trying to do his thing. The CIA gets a bug up their ass that he's coming after them when they're dead wrong. They go after him. He reciprocates, and it's like that throughout the next couple installments. And unfortunately for me, while I'm never bored watching these films, after a while the plots do start to bleed together, but I'm still never bored watching these, and it has to have something to do with Greengrass's ability to tell a story, because I know he helps write these things, and it's disappointing.
But despite our issues with the fight sequences, we still have to highly recommend that you guys check the first three out. They're very entertaining. Which now brings us to the fourth film in the franchise. And it has moments of entertainment.
I'd be very surprised if it's the one that makes you interested in finally checking out the Bourne films. You need to know the previous three to see that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, one of the things that I admire most about the Bourne franchise is its continuity. This is one of the most consistent film series I've ever seen. They use John Powell for the score all four films. They end with the credits with that Moby song. You get certain people come back for, you got Julia Stiles, who was Captain Useless in the first movie, who suddenly turned into a reoccurring character that kind of had significance to Jason Bourne, but we never find out why she was really all that significant. Okay, so she was part of the program, but so what? Anyway, she comes back in the fourth movie. The movies all feel tonally the same. It is really nice to have that in this film, but I do feel personally, not counting the Jeremy Renner version, because nobody counts the Jeremy Renner Bourne movie, this for me is the weakest of the four. But fortunately there is enough to like in this movie, and it does feel a part of the Bourne franchise. Matt Damon as Jason Bourne is still fantastic. I did miss the Joan Allen character, but considering what happened to her in the third film and that she kind of blew the whistle on the CIA, obviously she wasn't going to be able to really hang around. They could have had some kind of cameo. Julia Stiles isn't part of the CIA anymore. Joan Allen could have shown up, but hey, what are you going to do? So part of the plot that we found interesting was that after Treadstone was shut down, they come up with this new program, of course, and that was interesting. And Bourne, gets wind of it because of Julia Stiles' character, and once again, the CIA, they're so damn stupid. They go after Bourne when Bourne's just trying to do his own damn thing, and they get it into their head that he's gonna come back because he doesn't have any direction in life. It's like, are you people fucking stupid? One of the things I did find very interesting as well was the addition of the assassin, or the asset, played by Vincent Cassel. His character, it had these moments of, wow, this is really interesting, and wow, and then fuck, you wasted it.
Yeah.
And it kind of had that going throughout the movie where we had these moments where it's like, wow, this is really cool, and then shit.
Yeah, the interesting shit is let's follow Bourne now, and you know, he's trying to figure out what's going on with his new program. Gets taken out of hiding. I mean, that's the interesting part. And you find out a little bit more about his past once again. But then we go to the stupid social media, the social media guy.
We get it. It's taking over.
Yeah, it's just, why are we following this idiot? Like, this is boring. Like, why are we going this way? I paid to see Jason Bourne, not Jason Boring.
The CIA is so nefarious now that they've struck a deal with the social media guys so that they can spy on everyone. Because we can't trust the government. Okay, we get it.
But once you find out just a little bit about Vincent Cassel's backstory, that's so much more interesting, man. Like, let's explore that, you know?
And then they wasted it.
Yeah, they kind of wasted it.
I don't want to rag on these guys' performances. An actor is more than likely going to do the best they can with what they have to work with, and I know Tommy Lee Jones is an old fart, and you know, all I gotta say is
he's awesome.
He did Captain America, the First Avenger, very well. And he didn't have to. And this one, I don't want to say he phoned it in, but I will say he seemed very bored. One of the franchise's flaws and probably weakest points for me is the characterization of the people behind the CIA. We had Brian Cox in the first two, and then we had Joan Allen in 2 and 3, but aside from their presence, the CIA people, they're different in every single film. You have a new group of people in the office at Langley. You know, they sit at their computers, they go, rabble, 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 Jason Bourne, do you have any idea? Oh my god, Jason Bourne's back, rabble, rabble, rabble. And they're all interchangeable. So, you know, Tommy Lee Jones, he's taken over from the guy from the last movie, and he probably just didn't have a lot to work with. Now, Alicia Vikander, well, I'm not sold on this lady as an actress yet. I have not seen Ex Machina, so I might shut my face. Don't yell at me yet. But I'm saying that, I haven't really seen enough of her to know how good of an actress she is. And this movie was not the movie to sell me on. But then again, her character was, I am a CIA person and I'm trying to climb the ranks and be the next CIA nefarious person, and so generic.
While hiding my accent poorly.
We literally could not figure out if she was trying to affect an American accent, which if she did, she failed 100 million%, or if she was just trying to hide her natural accent. In that case, well, you tried. Her character was just so bland.
Yeah, very bland.
They tried to make her very two-faced. And at the end of the day, you didn't really know if you were supposed to like her or not. And then at the very end, it was like, well, you've been toying with us this whole time, because she seemed to be playing both sides of the fence, but she seemed to be kind of more like the Joan Allen character, where, yes, she's CIA, but she also understands that Jason Bourne, if you just leave this guy the fuck alone, he's not going to bother you. But no, she just ended up being a baddie, and she has every intention of killing Jason Bourne should he not come back into the fold and obey their commands and all that. And I was like, well, okay, so she's just another CIA bigwig.
Now for the action. So, you kind of already know what we're going to say. But, again, if you are a diehard fan of the action sequences of 2 and 3, and you absolutely love the way Paul Greengrass filmed those action sequences, you will be happy. But, again, we were not happy. Okay? And it was the same shaky fucking handheld shit during the chase sequences and during the fighting sequences. And there's one part during the chase sequence at the end where this armored vehicle, Vincent Cassel steals this armored vehicle and Bourne's chasing after him. And he completely destroys and plows through all these cars, and it's fucking awesome. It's so cool. I was in the theater and I was like, holy shit. Why? Because he fucking showed it. Because he didn't go blah, 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 blah. In the movie trailer, let's go back to the fighting now. One of the coolest part of the movie trailer was when Jason Bourne just takes off his shirt, he's all jacked, he's in a pit fighting, and he just walks up to this other dude and straight throws, just knocks that dude out. That's fucking awesome, right? You like that in the trailer, right? Well, guess what? It doesn't even look like that in the fucking movie. The camera angle is behind Matt Damon, and you can barely see the fucking punch. It's like, what the fuck, man? And then after that, there's another pit fighting sequence. And you can actually see Matt Damon's opponent throw this combination, right? And you could see it. You could see ba 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 ba. And I leaned over to her and I was like, hey. I was like, hey, is it, hey, all right, maybe he's learning, right? No, fuck that shit. Right after that, Matt Damon fights these dudes in a train, and nope. His fight with Vincent Cassell had some brutal moments in there, but it was all blah, 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 blah. Jesus, this is your main finale fight. I'm getting angry right now talking about this shit, man. And everyone else in the entire world is completely okay with this. I don't understand. Why? Why? I've heard a lot of critics out there that love the way Greengrass films action sequences, and they're just like, well, yeah, it was a little shaky in the second movie, but he improved 1 billion times over in the third movie.
I respectfully.
What? It's the same shit in the third movie. If he improved, if this is the second movie, if he improved, it was like this. Like this much more improvement. I don't get it. And there's people out there saying, well, that's his style, and you're just gonna have to accept it. No. New director. We need a new director, please. Save this franchise. George Miller, please. George Miller, pick up the phone, damn it. Pick up the phone, please.
Okay. Yes, I know, Pumpkin. It's all right. Anyway, so okay, overall, does it feel like it's part of the Bourne franchise? Yes, of course. Matt Damon is still good. The story, still not bored. There were some points that were very interesting. Some points just fucking fell flat. I still hate the cinematography. Still recommend it, especially if you enjoy the Bourne franchise. You've already seen it. You're already fine. You're good to go. And like you said, you know, if you like his style, you're in. You're perfectly fine.
So we give Jason Bourne 3.3 out of 5 stars. So let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of Jason Bourne. You loved it? Is it the best in the series? Is it a piece of shit? Is the franchise dead? It should have stayed dead? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think. And once again, we'd like to thank you guys for watching. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. And we'll see you guys next time.
Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.